Carlene McLean. Hello, Mr. Brad. I have a question. I received my green card through the U visa system in March of 2021. When am I eligible to file for my citizenship? Is it 3 years or 5 years? The answer is 5 years. So if you got your green card through a U visa in March of 2021, you can file for naturalization March of 2026, but really you can file 90 days before the 5-year anniversary. So you can file for your citizenship, if my math is right, sometime in late December, depending on the exact day you got your green card in March, but you want to play safe. Let's call it January 1st, 2026. Mario Mendoza. Hello, Brad. My case, my I-360 is at the National Visa Center, and I paid the fee. What is the next step? I paid 2 weeks ago. Well, Mario, let me ask you a question. Are you in the United States or are you in another country? Because if you're in the United States, your I-360 should not be at the National Visa Center, and you should be filing an adjustment of status. If you're an abused spouse and you left the U.S. and now are going to process in a country outside of the United States, after you pay your fees, they are going to send you a DS-230 and a DS-260, which is your biographic data forms and your immigrant visa application. And they're going to ask for police records. And then eventually you'll be documentarily qualified and the case will be transferred to a U.S. embassy for an interview. But if you're in the U.S., which most VAWA applicants are, 99% of them are, your case should not be at the National Visa Center. So call me. Pick up the phone. Call moi, because I think you got a problem there. If you're in the U.S. Delicious. So great to see you, Brad. I have not received a work permit with my VAWA case. I got prima facie. It's been 1 year and 3 months now. Can I reapply for a work permit? Well, if you filed an I-360 only, then you will not get your work permit until the I-360 is approved, and that's the VAWA case, and that could take at least 2.5, maybe even 3 years for an approval. If you want to get your work permit while the VAWA case is pending, you need to file an adjustment application, an I-45, and then you'd have 2 applications for your work permit pending, one based on an VAWA, which doesn't get approved till the I-360 gets approved, and another one based on an adjustment, which gets approved as soon as you file your adjustment application. If you filed an adjustment and it's now 1 year and a few months and you didn't get your work permit, then there's some problem with your case. Again, call moi. We would need to figure it out. Hold it, because hold has a pre-schmooze question. If your dad is an illegal immigrant and his son, which is you, is applying for a green card through a spouse and his consular processing, would your father being out of status affect you? And the answer is no, it would not. You would get your green card anyway. Where it would affect you is if you were applying for a tourist visa, then because your father overstayed, they would not give you a tourist visa. But for a green card through a spouse, it would not affect you at all. Good luck with that. Maisha, how long will it take to get my work permit through VAWA? The answer is if you applied for an adjustment with your VAWA, then you should get a work permit in 6-7 months. If you did not apply for an adjustment with your VAWA, then it could take 2.5 or 3 years. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.